Hello sweethearts, welcome to Annoyed Gamer. I am back. What a week it's been in entertainment. Naked women and lots of sex and discharging of weapons, mass shootouts, smuggling of prohibited narcotic-y type things, partaking of said prohibited substances, all that fun stuff that you get with Boardwalk Empire. That's right, see, I made a little funny there. You thought I was going to talk about Grand Theft Auto, which I am going to do in a minute or so. But I want to illustrate a point here. Grand Theft Auto has all of those things, but so does Boardwalk Empire. So did The Sopranos. So did The Wire. But they're critically acclaimed, they're mature, they're insightful, they're a realistic look into the deep, dark world of, gangsters, murderers, hoods, whatever you want to call it. Grand Theft Auto, it's going to turn my child into a rapist monster. Rah! Double standards, basically. Double standards from the media. Grand Theft Auto 5 is so far for me, and I'm about 20 hours in. I've been doing my exploring and doing a lot of the missions. I've got all three main characters together. I have done a couple of heist missions, all coordinated, done the planning and explored a lot of Los Santos, and it's brilliant. It really is a great game. It's a thought-provoking game too. I tweeted the analogy this week that it feels like an interactive version of a HBO award-winning drama. Because it does. I mean, the writing is pretty good. Some will say that, the characters can be a bit caricature, but again, this is an entertainment product. This is something where, you do veer into caricature to basically amp up the impact in a game like Grand Theft Auto. But technically, it's pretty damn superb. I mean, it works so well on the PS3. A little bit of pop-in, a little bit of, this and that. But again, other than that, it's fine. There is some questionable content in there. I mean, the very first mission when you get out of a bank heist, there is some questionable stuff there that me, perhaps now, as an older gamer, is thinking about. But it's not negative thinking. You're not thinking, oh, this is inappropriate for a video game. They're actually putting mature subjects into video games and making people think a little and showing off how, how this stuff can happen. Now, there are two scenes that I haven't got to yet. Now, everybody knows about the torture scene, and then there is one other scene. I'm not going to comment about those because I haven't played them. I haven't gone to look for them on YouTube. No doubt they are there. But I'm not going to comment on the context of them and how they feel. But I am going to say something that might be a bit controversial. I don't have a problem with these things in video games that are aimed at adults, which is what Grand Theft Auto is. I have a problem when games like Grand Theft Auto end up in the hands of 9-year-old kids. Like the YouTube sensation that was the French kid crying last week because his stupid French parents gave him a copy of GTA 5. This kid looked like 9 years of age and he was crying, he was kissing the shrink wrap, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, people, really? It's an 18-rated game in Europe. It's an M-rated game in the US. And like it or not, that means it's for mature audiences. And now I know there are a lot of you watching who are 14, 15, 16. You think, I'm mature enough to handle this. Well, maybe some of you are, but I guarantee that a fuckload of you are not. Because you're still technically kids. Yes, I know the world has changed since Dinosaur here went to school. But when I go to a midnight opening of Grand Theft Auto 5, which is what I did. I went and picked up my copy, I bought it, I stood in line, and I saw people there with little kids. I blow my stack. Because those little kids have to still enjoy being children before the rest of the shit of the world catches up with them. So one, they shouldn't be out at midnight at a video game store so fatty mama and daddy can have a fucking video game because they're selfish pricks who shouldn't be fucking parents in the first place. Then, when you're 8, 9, 10 years old, you should be out playing football, playing soccer, playing rugby, mixing with friends. If you are going to be playing games, you play more fantasy games perhaps. You play games that help educate and expand your mind. And I'm sorry, no matter how entitled some of these parents are, oh yes, little Timothy is so precocious, he can handle this in his sleep, he's such a smart child. No, I'm sorry, he can't. It's damaging psychologically to give this to small children. It's a great game, and it's thought-provoking, and it's mature-themed entertainment. Because guess what? Us grown-ups are allowed to have stuff that kids don't have. That's why you have entertainment for kids, and some of it is dross. as people will tell me. Some of it is actually really quite cool, the stuff that doesn't talk down to kids. But then you also have stuff that's for grown-ups. Okay, so I'm actually going to make an appeal right now. I'm going to make an appeal to the ESRB, the Entertainment Ratings Software Board, and PEGI in Europe, and whoever else rates video games around the world. ESRB, you have an AO category. You never use it. And why do you never use it? Because Activision, EA, Take-Two, and all these other guys won't be able to sell their games in Walmart. That's the thing. AO games. Walmart won't sell AO games. Walmart wants to be able to justify sticking games like Grand Theft Auto 5 out to kids. Fuck Walmart. How about start thinking? How about start protecting the industry that pays you? Let's start giving games AO ratings. And that means that AO is not the kiss of death. It means it's adults only. Let's show that video games can be mature-themed entertainment to be enjoyed by people of a certain age who have a mature outlook on stuff, who can understand what this is in context. Just because you want to see something as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, etc., doesn't mean you get to see it. Just because your kid is having a conniption because all their friends are watching it, you as a parent don't have to give them GTA. In fact, you need to talk to the other parents and say, really, you dumb fucks? You are an exact reason why there should be a license to have kids. You need licenses to drive a car. You need a license to shoot a gun or own a gun. You need a license to have a dog. Why don't you have a license to have a fucking baby? Because half of these Darwin Award candidates who are squirting out kids left, right, and center shouldn't be anywhere near a child. And honestly, giving somebody Grand Theft Auto 5 is child abuse. So basically, it's up to the ESRB and the publishers. But of course, they are too busy bowing down to the likes of Walmart in the pursuit of this, the almighty buck. Screw the fact that you're actually doing damage to people. Screw the fact that, you know, it's not really ethical. As a games industry, we are under attack left, right, and center. And pandering to people like Walmart, who then in turn go and fund and contribute the people who attack us. It's fucking ridiculous. All right, let's talk about the media for a minute, because on Monday we had those horrible shootings in the Navy shipyards in Washington, where basically a guy who had 2 previous run-ins with the police for weapons offenses, he basically lost it. He was ill, mentally unstable, and he had an AR-15 assault rifle, and he killed 14 people and himself. And obviously the media is now jumping on the fact that one of his so-called friends said that he played Call of Duty for 19 hours a day. Now, mainstream media people they're not the sharpest in the attacks in the tin. I mean, the days of Walter Cronkite and Edward R. Murrow and, you know, these great journalists who gave a shit about delivering the facts without opinion, left the opinion off the newscasts, those guys are long gone. Now it's all about agendas. Now it's about, you know, what we can make you be scared of and how we can profit off it. It's Walmart syndrome. How we can make you terrified about people's video games so that we can make $1 or $2 selling you another gun to protect yourself. But my point being is that the people in the media are in dereliction of their duty. Because that's what a journalist is supposed to be. Impartial, delivering the facts without any gloss, opinion, or slant. And unfortunately, the one thing that can get these people ratings is video games and violence. Now, I'm not a journalist, I'm not a reporter. I'm an opinionist. I am a talking head. I come on to give my perspective and my knowledge based on, you know, what I've done in my life. That's what I do. I don't pretend to be a journalist. I don't pretend to be Edward R. Murrow. If you don't know who he is, look him up. These guys were great journalists, and we don't have that in the mainstream. We've got a lot of problems in the world, and they don't need to be exaggerated and wound up by the media. And the game industry can do a lot more to protect itself. And assholes out there just fuck off, eh? Seriously, no time for you whatsoever. You don't bring anything nice to the world. You really don't. Go take a look at yourselves in the mirrors. I'll be back next week. Abuse me on Twitter. See ya.